Pull up a chair, crack open a beer. It's time for the crime news with Shefsky
and Slaton.
I'm Jon Shefsky. This is Crime News.
Yes, it is. I'm Rich Slaton, and I'm also here.
Put your game face on, Slaton. This is Crime News.
This is my game face. My face is on.
This is serious.
Look at that. Look, you can see the caked layers under my eyes to cover the bags.
It looks good.
Because I wanted to look good for you.
Bags look good on you.
I know I wear them well. I've been doing it for a long time.
You gotta have the bags. You're like my mom at Bloomingdale's.
What's your mom do at Bloomingdale's?
She fills them bags, dog.
Your mom's a thief? We should do a show about her.
No, she pays for the stuff.
I don't believe
After haggling for the price.
That's a Jew joke.
Trying to negotiate it at Bloomingdale's. Ma'am, the prices are fixed. Well, then I don't want it.
I don't think this sweater should be $87.
That's not how my mom talks. She doesn't talk like an old Jewish lady.
Oh, yeah.
My mom goes,
I don't think this sweater should be $150,000.
Well, that's a lot of accents in one. I can't even do an impression.
But I don't think this sweater should be $150, bro.
What the blood clot, my mom always says.
Yeah,
she goes, what the guan is the... Slaton, stop laughing. This is a very serious day. A Florida man wearing Crocs gets bitten after jumping into crocodile exhibit at an alligator farm.
No way, man.
His head. I said his headshot. Look at his mugshot. Yeah, I was wearing Crocs and I got bit by a croc.
Who wears Crocs in a situation where you might encounter an animal?
I don't know, but let's see what the... this story's by Robin.
Unless you're a veterinarian. Even then, that still seems like a risky move. You should wear like something that gives you a cutting ability. Like a good indoor court athletic shoe.
You think people should wear ice skates into crocodile-infested water so they can use them as knives? Get away from me, crocodile!
It's not a bad idea.
Kee-yah!
The only issue is that you have to spend so much time unlacing them to make them useful. So
that is what I hate about putting hockey skates on. Why I no longer wear them.
Oh, yeah. I will go, but hockey over figure, though, bro. Get that ankle support?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Well, good figure skates are probably going to have good ankle support, too. Probably.
You ever go you ever go to a ice skating rink?
Oh, yeah, many times.
And you ever have to wear the figure skates, not the hockey skates?
I don't know if I have.
Oh, dude, it's a whole thing. It's a whole problem.
But a lot of times when you rent ice skates, they're not going to have good support, no matter which ones you get, hockey or figure. I've had bad experiences both. You got to just buy.
That's why you have to get the insurance,
skates.
So you have a little extra support behind them
from C3 Risk and Insurance Services.
Guys. Our friend Joe Earl, I don't know if he realizes what he's sponsored anymore because he signed up for a show where I put a lot of effort into telling you about a criminal's life, and now he gets us talking about Crocs in Florida.
That's just as important. He's probably going to get more hits, more downloads.
It's very possible.
Crocs in Florida?
So sometimes you have, I agreed to sponsor this podcast insurance.
I thought you were going to say ice skate insurance.
You also need ice skate insurance.
You need both. He actually has both, guys. You got to give him a call.
Joe Earl's an insurance broker. What does that mean? He gets insurance for you. Now, what he's really good at, very specifically, is finding insurance for your small business. Mm-hmm. So, if you're in a state where there's legal weed, mm-hmm. he's actually really good. He's very knowledgeable in helping weed companies get their insurance stuff sorted out.
What kind of insurance do they need? Is it special insurance?
I think.
It's insurance, but it's like, the deductible is like $420 and it's like dab insurance.
Bro,
man.
Okay, so you know how we smoked that joint and we're like, oh, we're out of weed?
Yeah, man.
Insurance, bro. Yeah. I had another one behind my ear.
Sometimes you drop the wax and you need to replace it, but you can't afford like another gram of wax.
Bro.
So are you insured? Because Joe Earl's insured.
I'm sure that he's insurance.
I'm sure of it. I'm not sure of anything these days.
Go to c3insurance.com/Joe or call him up at 233-86.
What, are you stoned right now?
No, I was trying to do his phone number from pure memory.
How did that happen? We've done like 150 episodes.
Yeah.
How many episodes have we done?
Well, of the official episodes, like 86 or 87, and of the unofficial episodes, another like 4 or 5. Something like that.
Yeah.
619-2338. I knew there was a 233 in there. 619-233-8000.
Does he also do magic mushroom shop insurance? Like if you have a magic mushroom dispensary?
Probably not, because that's not a legal business.
I'm just asking if he does
but
insurance.
There's other businesses. There's another small business he does good insurance for, like I think pools maybe or something. But if you have a small business, hit him up and be like, "Hey Joe, I want insurance." He goes, "Bro, I got you."
What if you have a small business that makes really cool like art out of like pieces of
Dead
ash
animals
of
and
people?
whatever?
Yeah, like your pets and like relatives.
Probably, dude. Sometimes someone you know dies, and you're like, "Hey, look, I have a campfire. This might take a while, but screw it.
Burn up the body yourself. Yeah. Give a fucking funeral to your grandpa. Yeah. I hope you brought a broom and a little sweeper. Yeah. Put him in a mason jar. Send him over to Dee, even if she's far.
Our friend Dee Kettleson is a fantastic artist, and her company, A Piece That Remains, a PEACE that remains, will make some amazing art out of the ashes of your dead loved one or pet. It's the best way to hide a dead body in plain sight. It is late tonight, sir. And she makes non-cremation art, too, that's also fucking dope. By the way, how many ad reads do you get where we say fucking dope at them? I'll tell you one right now for A Piece That Remains. Go to a PEACE.remains.com and hit her up and get some sick-ass art for your house, bruh.
And still a piece remains. Woo, woo, woo. And still a piece remains. Tell her Shefsky sent you. She loves me.
Yeah, and tell her that I'll see her next time that she visits Los Angeles and I'm not busy.
There's a guy, and he's a Florida man.
No way.
Only Florida is just the weirdest state, isn't it? For so many ways, right?
It's basically underwater.
It's basically underwater. It's funny how they are always voting Republican, yet they are the worst affected by climate change, and all their candidates could give a shit about
What's wrong with Republicans and climate change?
Well, they seem to think it's fake.
It's not.
I love a lot of Republican values, but man, they are really hilarious when it comes to climate change. They're just like, no, some doctor that smokes chain smokes cigarettes said that climate change is not real.
Bro, they told me global warming, and I'm like, man, the winter was cold as shit last year, though.
It's climate change, though. It's not. It can still be freezing cold.
You can't change the name of the thing once it was already named. Once you name a thing, that's what it is forever.
You can change the climate, but you can't change names.
That's why I will forever call you by your full last name, which I will not say on here.
Why not? I don't mind.
Tomaszewski.
How dare you, sir? That was a test. I thought you remembered our contract. But seriously, guys, this Florida man is wearing Crocs, and he gets bitten by Crocs because he falls into a Croc exhibit at an alligator farm. I just think the irony here. Employees at St. Augustine Alligator Farm Zoological Park were left baffled when they came across a floating Croc shoe and discarded clothes in the facility. Whoa, did this guy die?
Probably.
They said a floating Croc
crocodiles
shoe?
will fuck you up.
Do you think
you ever fought with a crocodile, bro?
No.
They will ruin you.
I'm from SoCal.
Like real quick.
I fought with a Chihuahua and a pack of cats. And by
my
pack of
aunt
cats,
and
I mean
uncle
are alligators.
Yes.
I'll fight those pieces of shit.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm part dinosaur. I found it on my ancestry.com and I was like, holy shit, a full 13%.
I'm 20%.
I can go to college for that
I'm
now.
20% Ashkenazi, 10% Sephardic, and what is that left with? 70% alligator. Oh, dinosaur?
Yeah, because alligators are dinosaurs,
I don't think it is.
bro.
I think chickens were dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, alligators too, though.
I thought it was feathered animals.
Dude, alligators have been around forever. So my aunt and uncle, the same ones who knew the guy who stole the identity of that kid who went over the cliff into
one of our episodes.
Grand Canyon.
What episode was that?
I don't know. It's a mid-early one.
Okay, early episode. All right, go on.
Like in the 20s, I think.
Good
maybe.
side note. Go on.
Yeah,
okay.
there you go.
Okay.
They knew a guy who. So there's all these swimming holes in Florida that are on rivers.
Yeah.
But they're very clearly marked where it's like, don't go beyond this point, because after this point, we can't guarantee you that there's not alligators.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, well, straight up.
Right?
Yeah, so this guy that they knew, he was like, cool, well then I will scuba dive or snorkel, whatever it is, down that shit because I want to see the real Florida Everglades shit.
What a Floridian.
And then he just disappeared. That no one saw him for a while. And then one day, so one thing they also have in Florida besides swimming holes that are near alligator pits or whatever.
Piranha farms?
No, what they also have is glass bottom boat tours. And so a few months later, there was this glass bottom boat tour, and the guy was telling everybody about how alligators will sometimes store prey under a log.
No
And
way.
someone's like, "What? Oh, is that over there?" He goes like, "Oh yeah, totally. But we should move on," because he realized it was a human being, but the people on the boat didn't.
No
and that was their
freaking way.
friend who got eaten and stored under a log by a gator.
And people saw it through a glass bottom boat?
Yeah.
That is like, do you remember in Jaws 4 when the body floats
No,
up?
I did not watch Jaws 4.
Okay. But assuming you did, there's a scene.
Do you remember in Sharknado 7?
Don't compare Sharknado to Jaws. How dare you?
Yeah.
No.
One's way scarier.
Huh?
A Sharknado is way scarier than just a regular ass shark. Like if you're telling me which one, okay, which one is
more likely to hit Florida? A Sharknado.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Florida is
but also if you're
gays getting married, they're paying for it over there,
dude. If you gave me a choice, like, look, you can face off against an actual shark or a Sharknado. I'm like, bring on the actual shark. Punch it in the nose, go for the eyes. All the tried and true techniques that you use to try to avoid. People avoid shark attacks all the time. I
will
take
a Sharknado any day because you go Sharknado. What? I'm like, okay, cool. Let me go into the storm cellar. Peace. I'm done.
But that's so
you don't
powerful.
Have to confront it.
First of all, Sharknadoes are usually so powerful they can fuck up a storm cellar. Number two, sometimes a Sharknado tosses a shark down a storm cellar.
Like a grenade?
Essentially, like a shark grenade, yeah. You think you're safe underground with cement and
pulls the pin out of like a shark grenade's butt, and then the shark grenade's just like, okay, doink.
Dude, a Sharknado, because it takes two things that are scary as shit. Sharks, and then the wind. You're not scared. You're not scared of the wind.
We were just talking about climate change.
It can chafe and everything.
The wind scares me at times.
I'll scare you right now, bro.
But then at the same time, I'm American, so I don't give a fuck. Bring your wind, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
As long as it doesn't rattle my windows or like blow anything over, I'm
dude.
fine.
I have a 9mm. You think I'm scared of your fucking wind, bro?
Oh, dude, I love the idea of like shooting at like natural disasters to like thwart them. Like, dude, this is Second Amendment household. You better fucking watch where you step, tornado.
Tsunami, you.
Yeah, dude. I have a beware of owner like sticker on my door. I'm like, let the hurricane come. Fuck the dog. Beware of owner, bro.
Man, I'm gonna shoot my way through this avalanche.
How you want to die, tornado? Yeah. Firestorm, you ready to die by 9mm, 45, 357, or 38? Pick one, brother. Just emptying clips and the fire still coming at you.
You're just staring at a flood, just re-racking your 12 gauge.
Hold the tsunami back, mama. I'm reloading.
You just try to come in here and ruin my living room. See what happens.
Oh, it's better than trying to pray the tornado away, right?
You're not from around here, are you, water?
At least it's proactive, yeah. Are you water? Yeah. Dude, stand your ground laws against flooding.
Look, I thought he had a gun. Probably somewhere. It's a giant body of water. There's got to be at least one firearm in there.
But then it becomes like a hashtag, and a bunch of people start protesting against the flooding being shot too.
Free our lakes.
Yeah.
Free our lakes.
Water lives matter, bro.
When the levee broke, man.
Oh, when the levee breaks. Is that a Led Zeppelin lyric?
Probably.
When the levee breaks, the juice runs down my leg. Probably the wrong song.
Ugh.
That's a Led Zeppelin lyric. They're all sexual innuendos.
Oh, really?
It's all about squeezing the lemon, I think, in the juice.
Oh, yeah. I'll squeeze a lemon.
Oh,
into
man.
your eye.
Who's the singer? Led Zeppelin? Is that Robert Palmer or
Robert Paulson?
Arnold Palmer?
Robert Paulson, man. When he passed, that changed the whole movement. Next thing you know, we were blowing up credit card buildings.
Desperate for answers, St. Augustine staff members took a look at the park's security footage and discovered a man had broken into the farm and jumped off a roof into the crocodile exhibit, which is home to 3 12-foot Nile crocodiles. News 4 Jacks reported. That's hilarious that they watched him like break in and hop fences. You're like, well, I guess he wanted it. He wanted it badly. What are you going to do? Like, there's so much overpopulation right now. And there's so much traffic on the freeway, and so many times you can't find a parking space. If someone like wants to get eaten by alligators, like, shouldn't you just let them? He's like, get eaten by alligators. I'll take your space tomorrow at Target.
Well, it depends on who wants to get eaten by alligators.
Okay.
Right?
Well, give me an example of someone that you're going to say shouldn't get eaten by alligators. Children, obviously, you'd be like, you guys don't know better.
Well, it depends which. But
like a 35, 40-year-old man, you're like, let him get, right? It's freedom. Let him get eaten by alligators. Right? Or is it bad for the alligators? Like, does he owe you cash? Did he borrow your scooter?
I wouldn't let what's his face, the Tesla guy, Elon Musk. I wouldn't let him get eaten by an alligator.
But Elon Musk is a smart guy. He wouldn't want to get eaten by alligators.
But what if he did? What if he's like, okay, well, here's the problem, right? Is if Elon Musk was like, okay, I have a great idea. I'm going to get eaten by alligators.
That's a really good impression of him,
that's going to power 95% of American homes for 100 years. I'd be like, you know what? I have to see this. I really think it's possible.
He might have planned.
He might have figured out how to get eaten by alligators and bring electricity to most of America.
He's an engineer, right? So they're the ones who solve those kind of problems.
He's like, I've installed tiny generators inside every alligator mouth. and whenever they clamp down, every time they roll, here's what it is. No, I put
It's like a South Park scheme.
I've put a gyroscope inside every alligator, and whenever they do a gator roll, that generates 1.21 gigawatts of electricity that can then be used to power your home or your DeLorean.
But Mr. Musk, do you have to throw yourself in? Like, couldn't we just throw a pot roast in there and still do the same kind of power generation?
No, because I've been working out to such an extreme level, and I am so chewy that it requires extra rotations.
I'm so chewy. Oh, Elon, you're going to save the planet in the oddest way, but I appreciate it just as much. I don't want him to save it and not be here. I want him to save the planet and then be here to help us figure out the next thing. Like, he still doesn't come out with an electric pickup truck. Like, I want a freaking electric pickup truck.
I feel like his Twitter's gotten crazier since he went on Joe Rogan's podcast and smoked weed. I didn't watch or listen to it. I just saw
it was an amazing episode. It was great.
It was interesting because all I saw was like the memes of him with like his Thiz face on. Because he was he was like taking big rips and all fucked up.
I think he was actually buzzed from drinking whiskey, or I think he had scotch or something like that. So he's drinking whiskey, and that was what it was. Because he later said he didn't even. I think he took like one puff or something like that.
His Twitter has gotten crazier ever since that.
I'm sure, but this is also just a sign of the times of our society and the level of intellect of the general media and population. He talked about so many interesting and important things with artificial intelligence, technology, climate change, politics, like interesting, important shit. And only thing that made the news is that the guy took a puff off of a fucking joint. It's ridiculous. It makes me sad. It makes me go, man, are we a bunch of fucking knuckle draggers? Do we deserve to fucking survive climate change and have a good future? Like, is that really what we're going to focus on? Is his puff
See,
off a
in
joint?
my mind, what happened, and I'll listen to it now to confirm it because this is what I'm pretty sure has happened.
Okay,
is that they got high and had like one of those backyard at a college party, but it's wound down conversations.
No. I mean, maybe, but
bro, like, here's the problem with AI, man. Is what if we don't create the appropriate laws to contain it? And next thing you know, bro, you know what the mind body problem is, bro? You see how that color over there is like purple, and you see purple and I see purple, but am I seeing what you would think is green and you're seeing what I would think is yellow? We just both call it purple because we've been socialized to say that that's purple?
First of all, you're belittling fundamental philosophical
the most boring fucking
it might be boring, but some of those things are somewhat relevant. And second of all, you didn't even listen to the episode. I'm telling you, it was interesting stuff. So when the employees contacted the police, officer has just responded to an incident in which a man wearing nothing but underwear was seen crawling on the lawn in a concealed manner near the park. It doesn't say what kind of underwear, but
bad writing,
bad
research.
If we were sponsored by MeUndies, that would be great, right? The St. Augustine Police Department said in a statement, the man who police identified as the suspect caught on camera at St. Augustine Alligator Farm sustained significant injuries to his feet and legs, believed to be crocodile bites. Oh, really? Is that so? He was on an alligator farm, fell in, and became injured. They think it was crocodile bites. You don't think it was something else?
Believed to be.
You don't think it was duck bites? You don't think it was duck bills? You don't think it was another animal that's nowhere to be seen?
Look, here, I have two theories. Number one, crocodile. That's the easy theory. Number two, it was 150 ducks who all coordinated how to bite in a pattern.
I have been
assaulted by 150 ducks?
Not assaulted, but like surrounded and terrified.
Not insulted?
No, not assaulted, but
you're fat.
No, there's a park by my house, this beautiful park by my house that has ducks, and I went there with my wife and the baby once, and I bought bread rolls for us to eat and I was like, let's give one roll, break it up for the ducks. I'm not kidding. 150 or 200 ducks surrounded me, and they don't back off, and they started like snapping at my legs, like at my jeans, and like pinching me, and like I told my wife to back away with the baby.
Okay.
Get in the car. She got in the car. I said, start the car up, and then I'm going slowly back away. I broke the stuff up, the bread as much as possible, and was throwing it at them. And I'm telling you, they're not like 5 feet away. They're biting my jeans and quacking at me and getting very aggressive. And there's hundreds of them. And I backstepped as I'm trying to feed them. And then I get to the car door. I run around. My wife didn't have the door unlocked. So I'm like, babe, like, let me in. She opens the door. I jump in, make sure there's no ducks' heads coming in there, and slam the door. And we just sat there and we're like, what the hell? And I have some video footage of it, which I'll put up eventually.
Yeah.
But it was terrifying. So you're making it sound like it was nothing, that these ducks were no big deal. It was.
What if they'd killed you and then staged it look like it was a crocodile? And the inspector comes by and goes like, well, Johnson, I'm not sure what did this.
But there's a copy of Crocodile Dundee and some boots. I don't know. How would you stage it looking like a crocodile? Crocodile Dundee laying around in some alligator skin boots?
Oh, you'd also just be, you
write it in blood. Alligators were here.
You'd have some of those birds that eat crocodile meat from the inside their teeth. Like you'd kill a couple of them, have them lay around there too. Like, man, a crocodile must have gone crazy. He ate his bird friends and bit a person.
And all these smart framing ducks are all there, like,
yeah.
Which, if you saw subtitles, it would say, like, throw the tooth over here, put the little white bird over here.
Yeah.
Throw the Crocodile Dundee DVD right here.
You have to, like, break the guy's leg just to make it like he was rolled a little bit, too.
Would it be like an Australian flag, too? Like, lay an Australian flag down there? Is it alligators or crocodiles that are Australian?
Are either one of... Oh, crocodiles are
Crocodiles
Australian.
are Australian.
Alligators are
African?
very American. No.
Are they American?
No, crocodiles are... Now, I might be speaking out of my knowledge here,
Yeah.
which is very rare because I know most things. But crocodiles... I know that there are crocodiles in Africa because there's Nile crocodiles, obviously.
Yeah.
And there are crocodiles in Australia because Crocodile Dundee, obviously. And then there are alligators in Florida because that's the name of the football team for the University of Florida. Also, when they talk about in Louisiana, you don't get crocodile to eat, you get gator to eat. And you go see gators.
I've had gator before. It was tasty.
It was chewy to me.
I think I had...
It was very Elon Musky to me.
I think I had jerky that's... Musk, the chewy jerky.
Yeah.
Musk, the other chewy meat. Oh, there's a sticker.
The longest pig.
A sticker of the month for you. Musk, the other chewy meat. The man who police identified as the suspect caught on camera at St. Augustine Alligator Farm, believed to be the crocodile... sustained significant injuries to his feet and legs, believed to be crocodile bites. The suspect has since been identified as Brandon Keith Hatfield. No, not James Hatfield.
Oh, have you been planning that the entire time since you read this?
No. I just read it just now.
You never read this article before?
No, but imagine if James Hetfield got bit by alligators. Get off me, alligators! That part was not James Hetfield.
Who was that part?
Like Little Richard, if he got bit by alligators.
I like that. Ow!
Ahoo! Alligators of London.
Please stop.
I don't know who does that song. Ahoo! Alligators of London.
That's a thing?
You know that song? Werewolves of London.
Nope.
Don't.
I'd never seen American Werewolf in London or whatever.
I haven't either, but that's a song.
Never
When
seen
questioned by police, Hatfield allegedly, not James Hetfield, Hatfield.
I've seen American Werewolf in Pittsburgh. That was a weird movie, though.
Are you serious? Is that a B movie? Like a
Yeah, it was. I mean,
budget? You liar. That's not a movie.
no, it was very very well produced, but it was just like a werewolf walking around being like, "Hey, where's
Property's affordable out here.
yeah? There's so much water.
It's just a Pittsburgh crocodile
Water.
that's like, I respect the Amish. They don't really bother me much. They're actually pretty friendly.
Go Steelers."
Go Steelers. When questioned by police, Hatfield allegedly said...
Ow. That was the werewolf howling. I don't, not believable. Mine was more believable than yours.
When questioned by police, Hatfield allegedly said he had been attacked by an alligator, according to the Florida Times-Union. He then reportedly told officers he ran into an old man who was walking an alligator on a leash and was all of a sudden, quote, surrounded by all these
It wasn't me.
alligators.
It was the one-armed man. That's a movie reference from a long time ago that wasn't very good in the first place.
I just like how this guy's story gets credited. He's all sliced up and being questioned by the police for trespassing on an alligator farm, and he's like, then I ran into a guy and he was walking an alligator, and the alligator was on a leash, and then all of a sudden there was like a bunch of baby alligators.
Hold on, is this a riff or is this actually
it
his?
says that you have hiccups, huh?
I did a little bit.
This is not me riffing. This is what it says.
Hold on, his story was that he ran into somebody who was walking an alligator
It
on a
says
leash.
right here, the Florida Times-Union. He then reportedly told officers he ran into an old man who was walking an alligator on a leash and was all of a sudden, quote, surrounded by all these baby alligators.
So the duck theory is actually pretty accurate.
Well, for alligators, I would have been way more scared if I was surrounded by alligators. The ducks was like made me feel
Baby alligators, though?
Yeah, baby alligators. You think the baby alligators?
Like little 6-inch baby alligators?
You know,
little cute little alligators?
They can't control their venom sacs, so they're even more dangerous.
You don't even... For a second there, I believe that you thought that alligators had venom. I really did. I think you did too.
No, I don't think alligators have venom.
I think you realized partway through that alligators don't have venom as you were saying.
I need Al Bamani here to fact check me real quick. Al, are there venomous alligators?
Nope.
No, but
there's the Komodo dragon, which will fuck your day up, dude.
Yeah, I think those, and I think duckbill platypus.
Do you know how that
venomous.
shit works? The Komodo dragon, how they do their shit?
Their saliva's got venom, right?
But do you know how they hunt?
They lie to you and they take you out on dinner dates and they don't pay and then they fuck you. And what do they do? This Komodo dragon. Can you imagine a Komodo dragon?
They subtly compliment you and diss you at the same time in order to lower your self-esteem to make you easier to eat.
Oh, those fucking backhanded compliments from Komodo dragons. That's the worst thing about it. It's worse than their venom.
Wow, those shoes are an interesting choice. Must make it really difficult to run away from predators.
Yeah. One time I had a Komodo dragon over. It's like, wow, I thought for a guy like yourself, I thought your house would be a lot worse. So that's
really
pretty nice.
You're really brave for not wearing armor around a Komodo dragon.
They told me that the Komodo dragon said I looked a lot thinner than I did on my profile picture. How do they do it though, Slaton? Tell us some real science.
What
Bill
Komodo
Nye,
dragons do
guy.
is they bite you, and their
Okay.
bite is so toxic they know it's going to kill you in a couple days. They just follow you as you die for days. So they bite you, and you're like, "Oh shit, my leg hurts," and they go, "Cool, man.
No big deal, right? You'll be fine tomorrow."
Hey, I'll catch up with you later, right?" And then you start walking away, and you're like, "Hey, where are you going?" You're like, "No, I'm just going the same way as you. Not a big deal."
The Komodo dragon, he's like, hey, mind if I put an apple in your mouth and just pour a little Worcestershire sauce on you? Just to loosen you up a little?
Hey, we've been walking for like a day and a half. You're still going the same way as me. Yeah, because we're almost to my house. Don't worry about it. How's your leg, though? Does it hurt? And then you
They smile while they're saying this stuff?
Oh, dude.
You're just looking at my eyes and smiling while you say this. It's terrifying.
Because I'm imagining me as a Komodo dragon and you as my prey.
Okay.
And so then they just follow you until you are paralyzed and fall down and can't move, and then they just eat you there.
While you're still alive, too, because you're paralyzed.
Fuck yeah,
That's
bro.
the thing about the nature world that trips me out, is like, we're the nicest hunters. It's ironic, because people are like, hunters are so bad. I'm like, we're the nicest ones out of the whole animal kingdom.
Why?
We just put a bullet through you, and you're done. Have you seen a
Wait.
chimpanzee hunt?
You eat your meat dead?
Slady, you serial killer. I do like my meat like pretty serial killer raw.
Yeah,
but-
you eat your meat more raw than I do, and I'm like, my theory is punch a cow in the face and throw it down my throat, and you go rawer than that.
I
somehow.
just start just sucking
More
on his
raw?
nibbles for milk,
Is
and I kiss
rawer
it.
a word?
Rawer?
Yeah, raw.
Rawr, grr. No, I do like blue steak. And
What happened to this
beef
alligator
tartare.
pussy? Did he die?
Dude, the way they hunt in the wild, like I watched baboons eat. I watched them eat a deer, and the deer was just like begging for its life, and they just slowly are ripping it apart, eating it. I'm like, could you just snap its neck? Like, have some decency, baboons. Like, you know what I mean? You're just looking at me like I'm crazy. Okay,
It's a deer. You eat it while it's alive. That's how you do it.
That is not right.
You never gone hunting before?
I'm a huge meat eater, but I don't like anything to suffer more
city
than needs
slicker.
to. I'll buy that that grown meat, the lab grown meat, as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In addition to flinging himself into the crocodile exhibit, police say Hatfield, not James Hatfield, 23, allegedly damaged numerous exhibits and statues around the complex, causing an excess of $5,000 in damage.
So the
That's not
crocodile
really
was standing
impressive.
his ground.
That's not really impressive, is it? That they needed to even report that $5,000 in damage? Like, just fucking. What are you bothering us with that for? That's not impressive. Tell me when he does $300,000 of damage
You know what
and
it
has
is?
sex with a crocodile. Then I want to know.
You know what it was? This reporter had you had to get to the minimum of 500 words for this article. He was like, "Fuck. Okay, what else? Did he
do
break
think-
anything?"
I do think that happens.
Yeah.
Everything's homework, right? And
It's all
I
homework,
do
bro.
think people just go like, it's like when Yahoo goes like, we've updated the mail. It's like, no, it worked fine. Or when Apple says like, we've made the operating system better. It's like, oh, you guys just like needed to keep your coding, your programming, like computer guys department working.
Fucking
you didn't need to fix it. It wasn't broken. You know what I mean? So I'm sure the same thing happens with journalists and writers where they're just like, they need more words. Let's put another couple sentences in here. So
What was he wearing when it happened?
they put this one in here. In another surveillance video, the man can be seen standing on top of a statue before jumping on a tree. This is when he comes into contact with one of the crocodiles, which explains his injury. Jay Ruditis, who handles the security videos for the park, told 4 News.
Look, here's my. If I'm him, here's my plea. Right? I go, okay, I'll plead guilty to everything, as long as I get the video. You give me the video, and I will cop to it all. I'll admit shit I didn't do.
That's the era we live in now. It's the natural
100%.
born killers era, where it's like,
Bro.
oh, I don't care about what I do or who gets hurt in the process. I'm making content, brah.
Also, if you give me the statue, I'll admit to like $10,000 worth of more damage, probably.
I would not pay that much. I wouldn't even. I never pay whenever people are like, I filmed your comedy set. Like, even if I destroy it, I'd be like, I'm not giving you money for a tape of
that's the
myself in
worst.
comedy.
That's the worst.
So it's the same thing.
I put a new tape up. Haven't done that in a long time.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. It's all about politics,
Do you
bro.
want to plug it right here? Where can people see it?
Believe in It Less on YouTube. Just YouTube me and you'll see the
Oh,
tape.
it's your Believe in It Less bit?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's a good bit, guys. Listen up.
Oh,
it's going to
thanks,
be a good
man.
time. No, I love it. Man, we haven't done a spot together for a while.
Yeah. I've done 3 spots
Same
since
here.
I had the baby.
Same here.
Yeah.
You had the baby, and I was like, I ain't doing shit.
Yeah, you're
Slaton had a baby.
solidarity.
Yeah, that's right.
If he's not doing anything, I'm quitting comedy. I'm
Yeah.
quitting Fortnite.
That's right.
I'm going to eat better.
That's right.
I'm going to wake up earlier.
I shave my balls when you do chemo.
I know, it's fine when I do chemo.
Watch behind. Oh, this is a quote. Watch behind him. There's a croc trying to attack him. Rudidis told the news station describing the footage. Quote, now it's dragging him. He will get on the shore. It's got his foot right now. It's got a good hold on his leg. It's kind of pulling him in. The croc will flip him. A little death roll in a moment. The death roll. That's what you were talking about earlier. The death roll.
Is this what you think news sounds like?
The croc still has him. So what he does...
Like,
so what he does is try to kick him in his foot. Rodides explained to News4 Jax. There's a video right here
of him getting eaten by the crocodile.
Let's watch it.
Oh fuck yes!
Let's watch it.
Yes, I want to see this shit so bad.
Let's watch it.
Oh, dude, I will watch animals fucking people up videos all day, like all day. Seriously, I don't even care how bad it gets. Like I will watch that shit all day. I don't want to watch like beheading videos or whatever. Oh God, no. But animals fucking people up.
I saw
all
my friend
day, son.
I have a friend who's a computer nerd that used to have all those videos, and he would show me that stuff. And
of course,
scared the shit out of me.
My friend's an animal.
I will never be able to fucking unsee that stuff.
This is an 8-second clip. This is gonna be nothing. So there he is.
That was a guy like falling into the tank. I mean, he's right here. He jumps in, falls here, and then falls into the water. Oh, they don't really show him getting beat up. What a disappointment.
Ugh, man.
Can I down thumb that thing?
Is there more surveillance footage of this guy getting fucking
You couldn't say surveillance footage, tongue twister. Is there more surveillance footage?
Bruh, is there more surveillance footage of him getting eaten up or shit, man?
Not on this thing, but I'm sure you can find it on YouTube, and I'm sure our listeners can be...
I want to see him get eaten a whole bunch and lose his leg or whatever happened.
I don't know if he gets to lose his leg. It's probably just interesting to see a dude get attacked for doing the wrong thing too, like jumping in an alligator.
I know that you have an agenda for this, but I could straight up just watch crocodile attack videos for the next hour.
I know, so could I. The individual eventually escaped the pit, leading him to seek refuge on the nearby lawn on Holly Lane. A little weird to see somebody that early in just boxers going over your wall and your property saying, I was just held hostage in a pool with gators. Quote, Jeff Black told CBS.
Hostage?
Yeah, the Hatfield's like obviously got a screw loose. If you look at a picture of him, he's definitely a Florida meth case. He said, this is another quote. He says, yeah, I got bit by alligators. Everybody's looking at him like, okay, he's got to be on something. See, that was the next sentence that I read after saying he's on meth. And that's what Black told the news station. St. Augustine police explained Hetfield was transported to Flagler Hospital for further medical attention. Following his release, he will be moved to St. Johns County Jail. Oh, that must be fun, huh? From hospital to jail, you dumb dummy. Hatfield has been charged with burglary, criminal mischief, and violation of probation, and playing naughty with alligators. That part I made up. It's not clear if Hatfield has legal representation. Maybe Towley from South Park will represent him. Your Honor, he's clearly too high to tell the difference between the sidewalk and an alligator's mouth. Are you going to fault him for that, Your Honor? While police are still trying to understand how and why Hatfield ended up in the crocodile pit, they believe, quote, he was possibly high on something. You were so right with the writers being like, I have to write. It's so redundant. Yeah. Like the last sentence was he was high on something, and then the next one, and the police always have the funniest things to say, like the most obvious. He was probably high on something. Like, you think he wasn't just a fully level-headed, logical dude? When's the last time a logical dude ended up in an
officer
pit?
After this terrible murder with a knife? What do you think happened? Well, I believe that he, the suspect stabbed the victim with the knife.
That is some of the, dude, on one of the episodes that I did by myself of Crime News, that's multiple times that came up was like the detective, like, there's reason to believe there was foul play. Like, you think there was foul play? That we're starting to think the suspect was murdered.
He didn't shove his head up his own ass? Like, that's so weird.
It is so funny, some of the quotes. But I think that the detectives, like politicians, just have to quote the obvious because it's the safest and only thing they can say.
Sure.
So they're just, they can't say anything else besides like, we're starting to think this victim was murdered. The one with the gunshot wounds, 30 gunshot wounds in the chest. How'd you like that story?
It was a story.
It was good. This next story is going to be
11-year-old boy. No, not that one.
No, we're not doing that one.
We're not doing that one. This is, dude, you got all the depressing ones. The grandma shooting one, though, that one's pretty wild.
The grandma shooting one?
Yeah, the 11-year-old boy who was like, I don't want to clean my room. And he shot his grandma, then himself after that, which was the sad part, I guess. Shooting your grandma, not that sad, but shooting yourself, pretty sad.
The headlines pretty much says it all, right? 11-year-old boy shot his grandma in the back of the head after she asked him to clean up.
Yeah, he kills himself later, though, so that makes it sad.
Do you think...
Killing grandmas, though, not sad at all.
It doesn't say that he killed her, though. It just says that he shot her in the back of the head.
He shot her...
She's old.
Directly in the back.
It doesn't even say if he shot her with a gun. He might have shot her with a pellet. And she's old, and it just hurt her blue wig.
It's very possible that
You know what I
your
mean?
interpretation is the correct interpretation of the story, but it's also
just read
completely
it.
not true at all.
Authorities
No, this
believe an
one's really
11-year-old
depressing.
Arizona boy killed his
This one
grandmother.
is so depressing.
Did you already read the story?
I know the story. Yeah, it's so
you know the
depressing.
story?
Yeah. It's really not. It is a really unenjoyable story.
Well, then we won't
which
read it.
we'll cover.
Let's not read it
We'll
then.
cover in 15 years when it's funny.
Let's not read it then. When the boy would have been 26. All right.
Ooh, you did math.
Math, he said, folks, not meth.
You should do math though.
This is a cautionary
You already have the
tale.
body for it.
Dad and firefighter who was training for alleged. Oh, this is too depressing. He was killed while training for a triathlon as a firefighter.
Do you even look at these stories before you bring them up?
I look at them and then I think we can make fun of this, and then when I read them out loud, I go, "This is just terrifying." This is a story though that's depressing, but I've already done this on Crime News, so we need to keep following up with it. Why family murderer Chris Watts decided to plead guilty? Quote: Eventually, he acknowledged his life was over. This is a story we've already done several times on Crime News. It's about this guy, Chris Watts, who murdered his wife and his 2 daughters.
Oof.
They are like this beautiful like Colorado couple that look like the kind of people that you would never do something like that. But then again, they're the exact people that you'd be like, of course, because they looked too happy in all their photos on Instagram kind of thing.
Okay.
So we just have to do more to this story. Colorado dad Chris Watts did not want to plead guilty to murdering his wife and 2 daughters, a source close to him tells People. But his lawyers helped him realize that given the extensive evidence against him and his own damning behavior during the investigation, he had little choice. Quote, their evidence against him was overwhelming. Unquote. The source says of Watts, 33, who first drew national attention. He's only 33?
He's younger than us.
He's aged like shit, though. I thought he was like
Let me see what he
45.
looks like.
That's him right there.
That guy's 33.
Yeah, he's got a widow's peak and gray hair.
Oh, hold on, wait. I thought the cop was the killer. Hold on.
No, the cop. Well, he could be a killer.
That other guy's 33.
The cop does look like he's killing himself. Look how fat he is. He's gonna die of heart disease.
Hold on, is this the only picture of this guy?
No, there's more pictures of him, but he doesn't look 33 in any of the photos.
Holy shit, he looks hella old. He definitely looks at least 42.
There's his wife and kids.
Oh, I don't want to do the story anymore, man. This is
We've
terrible.
already done the story.
Oh,
You can't get out of this. Crime is terrible. Crime is terrible. It's a bad thing.
No, crime is fine as long as it happened long ago or I don't see the pictures.
Well, this happened weeks ago. What's the difference between weeks and months? I mean, time is relevant, right? You know about
Time's relative.
Oh yeah, what did I say?
Time's relevant.
Oh, sorry.
Time's part of what we're talking about.
Time's
You know,
relative.
we are discussing crime or time. You know,
in the multiverse,
in general.
in the multiverse, this happened a long time ago. So, as
good.
far as you're into quantum physics, everything's fine.
dope.
Let's see who first.
We slow this whole thing down and/or speed it up by moving faster or slower.
Chris Watts, 33, who first drew national attention when he was accused of killing wife Shannon Watts, 34, and their
What's
daughters.
her first name?
Shannon.
Hold on, what?
Shannon's.
Shannon's?
Well, it's SHAN, and then it's a apostrophe, and then ANN.
Shannon. It's
No
Shannon.
one puts an apostrophe in Shannon.
No, they do now because they're all fucking dippy.
No, okay.
That's Shannon. That's 100%.
Oh.
It's not a good.
I thought it was Shannon.
It might be Shannon.
Maybe that's why he killed her. she kept correcting him, and he's like, Shannon, I mean, just ask you a simple question. Where is the glass Tupperware with the carne asada that I was saving from the barbecue?
Excuse me.
It's Shannon.
Who are you talking to?
It's Shannon.
It's Shannon.
Shannon, just tell me where the Tupperware's at.
I don't know who you're talking to.
Shannon, just tell me where the goddamn Tupperware's at.
If you want Shannon, she lives 3 doors down. She's married to Chris.
Maybe I will.
Oh, you're also Chris, though.
Maybe I will talk to Shannon.
Yeah, go talk to Shannon. That's fine. Shanann will be here.
That's why if you have an affair on your wife and her name's Shanann, do it with another woman named Shanann.
Of course.
Shanann Watts,
I knew a girl
34.
in high school whose name was Megan, but she insisted it was Megan. If you were like, hey, Megan, she's like, it's Megan.
You just said Megan twice.
No, I didn't. That's the important thing about this. That's what's so fucking important about this. We'd be like, hey, Megan. She'd be like, it's Megan.
There was an old Kids in the Hall sketch where they'd be like, hey, Dylan. And he'd be like, it's Dylan or Dylan or Dylan or something like that.
It's so, but can you hear how not a difference this is? But
No, it's Darrell. It's Daryl. And he'd be like, it's Darrell.
No. But Daryl and Darrell,
Yeah.
those are different sounding. Megan and Megan.
Meh versus May.
Yeah. It's so, and it was like the length of the syllable.
It's almost like she's criticizing your dialect.
It's Megan.
That's kind of like today. These days, it would be like a hashtag because she'd be offensive to you, right? For saying like you can't say it the right way, unless she was not a straight white man. Then it would be your fault for not just calling her whatever the hell you're supposed to call her.
That's a very good point.
But you have to look at all the stats before you say anything, basically, and don't tweet about it.
He's Megman now.
Mega Man. Oh.
Mega Man.
He's transitioned his name and his genitalia.
Yes.
Chris Watts, who was accused of murdering Shanann Watts and their daughters, Bella and Celeste, named after two really good Italian pizza companies, not long after giving interviews claiming they were missing and pleading for their safe return. This is always weird when killers do that. They go on the news and plead for their return and say something like they.
I'm gonna definitely plead for your return after I kill you.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up now, folks, and you just hear my tires.
Be like my podcast co-host. We had so much fun.
Well, after you did your comfort in discussing the slow death from the lizard and how it kills its prey, and staring me in the eyes, smiling on it, and then saying you're gonna kill me is like just too much in one riff for me not to be like. Are
it's
you
so
a
weird
killer?
if I kill you by biting you specifically.
Are you a killer? Oh god!
And then you drive back home and you call me, be like, "Hey man, are you following me?" I'm like, "No, I'm just going that way."
I feel like we've riffed on this before. You biting me and following me till I die. Later in police custody, Chris claimed that he killed Shanann in a rage in their home in Frederick after witnessing her killing Celeste when he said he wanted to separate, according to his arrest affidavit. So this guy claimed that his wife killed their daughter, so he killed her out of like freaking out.
That's a good dude. That's a good argument though. If you're trying to get out of having killed your whole family,
why can't you just get divorced? Why you gotta kill your kids though?
I mean, first of all, it's so expensive to get divorced.
That's true.
And number two, I'm talking about, that's a great argument. You're like, no, I didn't kill everybody. She killed the kids, and then I killed her in revenge.
I wonder what's in these people's heads.
Like, is it just
like suicide people's heads, where it's like everything might be fine, but in their head, it's just like, just do it, and then they go, okay, and do it. Like, what makes you kill? Like, this guy had a beautiful family. And apparently he had everything going for him.
Apostrophes, dude. Don't put apostrophes in the middle of your name.
That's what it is.
Just spell your name right.
Quote, there was physical evidence and his own words that would convict him. Quote, the source close to him says, quote, his story didn't work. He got angry. He didn't want to plead guilty, but he really had no choice considering the evidence. It took a little bit of time for him to come around, quote, but he did, unquote. Speaking with reporters on Tuesday, not long after Chris pleaded guilty to 9 charges, including first-degree murder, Weld County District Attorney Michael Rourke, not Mickey Rourke the actor, Michael Rourke, said that they were approached several weeks ago by Chris's defense team about a possible plea, not the other way around.
Oh my God.
It's pronounced OMG, Slady.
That's a good point. Sorry.
The decision was made about 4 days ago to take an execution off the table, which was the maximum possible penalty Chris faced if convicted, Rourke said. In exchange, he agreed to plead guilty.
Holy shit.
That is not an innocent man. That is a man who murdered.
Yeah, I mean,
because if you didn't kill them, you'd be like, I'm not pleading guilty, right? Right? I wouldn't.
No, people plead guilty all the time to shit they didn't do.
They do?
Yeah, often.
Are you just saying that to trick me?
No. That's actually a thing. People often plead guilty to things they didn't do.
It's like part of the Stockholm syndrome. I just want to be like,
well, because they believe they will get less of a penalty by pleading guilty than they will by risking pleading not guilty and going to trial. Like a lot of DAs, this is actually a big thing. A lot of public defenders, especially the crappy ones, will recommend to their clients that they plead guilty to stuff. Even if the client's like, I didn't do it. He's like, yeah, but you'll probably get convicted, so just plead guilty. You'll get a deal, as opposed to going to trial, which you'll get convicted for anyway, and it'll be a worse penalty. Yeah, but then you're like, I don't know. Murder is not a common one, although it does happen. People plead guilty to murders they didn't commit before. It does happen. Yeah, I'm sure. But people plead guilty to crimes they didn't do all the time, especially like possession and shit like that. Possession, intent to distribute, that kind of stuff. Just to get it over with. Like, yeah, fine. No. It's because they believe if they go to trial, they will get away. They're like they're public defender, right? You're poor, you can't afford a real attorney. Okay. Public defender says, "Hey, man, if you plea, I'll get you out in 2 years. If we go to trial, he'll probably convict you, and you'll do at least 7." I can't even. 2 years sounds terrifying. Just you saying that right now, I'm like, I can't do 2 years. You couldn't do 2 days. Yeah, it's freaking terrifying. And the decor of I did like cement, 4 hours and it sucked. The cement walls is depressing. I'm like, I asked for a Bible so I could have something to read. Put a painting up or something. Because they're required to give you a Bible. You asked for a Bible? Just go have something to read because I was so bored. Actually, that would be a good time to get like a good education on all the religious stuff so you could like argue with religious people. Yeah. Now I'm going to really memorize these. It was a satanic Bible, so it was really fucking badass and rock and roll. You could legally ask them, demand them to bring a Torah in, like the whole scroll. You're like, thank you. No, they wouldn't bring in a Torah because
Racists.
Because it's too expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Torahs are very expensive.
Ironic.
They're handwritten.
I know.
Every single one of them. So there's no printed Torah.
They don't have it in the budget at prisons to have one Torah.
Torah is like the Jew Bible and a scroll that's big, guys, in case you don't know what we're talking about.
Did you ever see that movie about Torahs? Was it called Torah? I never saw it.
Maybe, I don't know.
All right.
Did you ever see The Frisco Kid?
No.
Gene Wilder, Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder playing the rabbi trying to go to San Francisco.
Oh, I'm thinking of Silver Bullet with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder, Harrison Ford playing like his general like kind of scruffy cowboy guy.
Yeah.
And Gene Wilder playing a rabbi who's trying to go to San Francisco to help to bring a Torah to a congregation. And he hires Harrison Ford's character to escort him across the Wild West.
Oh my God, that sounds awesome.
It's a fun movie. It's one of those ones where
I've never seen that.
Because you didn't go to Jewish day school.
That sounds awesome.
You probably went to Sunday school like 4 times.
No, I did Jewish stuff until my bar mitzvah, and then my parents, because that was kind of the agreement. My parents were like, "You can do whatever you want, but you need to get bar mitzvah." And then so I worked my ass off up to the bar mitzvah, and literally the day of my bar mitzvah was pretty much like the last time that I was like, "Okay, I'm here. This is my thing." And then any other time was just to make my grandparents happy.
But if you'd gone more, you would have seen the Frisco Kid.
Yeah, I'm realizing now, just like college, I missed out.
Or if you'd done Jewish youth group, you would have seen the Frisco Kid. Also, you probably would have seen, what's the movie with Jenna Elfman, Owen Wilson, and Ben Stiller? Keeping the Faith. That was one of those movies they showed at youth group events all the time because it was fun and lighthearted and had some Jewish stuff in it.
I haven't seen it. I've
Keeping the Faith. Ben Stiller plays a rabbi. Owen Wilson plays a priest. They're best friends since they were kids. But then, as
they both fall in love with Jenna Elfman,
who was their friend, who's their third best friend when they're little kids, but moved away. She moves back, but now she's Jenna Elfman hot.
Yeah,
and they both fall in love with Jenna Elfman.
Oh wow, that sounds great.
Which one, the Catholic priest or the rabbi?
Did you guys watch Fat Camp too?
Fat Camp?
Yeah, it's another Ben Stiller camp movie. It's hilarious.
Yes,
dude, it's great.
Yes, it was called Heavyweights, by the way. Not called Fat Camp, called Heavyweights.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, with Shaun Weiss, aka Goldberg the goalie.
Oh yeah,
in one of the lead roles. And yes, Ben Stiller was in that one. Yeah, Heavyweights
is a great movie.
Great film.
Chris had come to terms with reality, the source says. He didn't like it at all, but he's smart enough to know that his back was against the wall, and the best thing for him to do was plead guilty. Still coming to terms with pleading to something he had previously denied in an unusually quick about-face for high-profile cases was not smooth. Quote, there was some yelling and some crying, the source says of Chris, but eventually he acknowledged that his life was over and after he killed Shannon, he would have been facing years of legal challenges, and best case scenario, he would have been acquitted. Worst case scenario, he gets put to death. The source continues.
No, the DA looks...
That's a pretty wide range, isn't it?
The DA goes, look, now that I've read over the case file, I'm willing to take death off the table because her name was Shanann. And at that point, I get it. Look, at most, 25 to life is what we'll go for. Just, I can't condemn a man to death who married a Shanann. Can't do it.
It's his fault. Buyer beware is what I always say when people name Shanann. The source continues.
Lemon laws in this state.
The source continues. Even up to this week, it wasn't clear if he would change his mind. He certainly could have, but he made the right choice for himself and probably the right choice for his family. Cruz would be sentenced on November 19th and face life in prison without the possibility of parole per the terms of his plea deal.
Dope.
So this guy's plea is still going to work out for him just being stuck in prison. Forever.
It just takes death penalty off the table.
What a miserable idiot. Why do people? How could you go through with murdering someone without thinking like, you think you're going to murder them and then be like, all right, that feels good. I got that out of my system. Now everything's fine. Like, you're going to jail forever.
What's for lunch, guys? Man, I am famished. You ever murder someone and then you're like, wow, I did not drink enough water. I'm starting to cramp.
Like, how are you not thinking about how you'll spend the rest of your life either feeling guilty and feel like shit and nightmare?
You're assuming so much rationality in the moment you're murdering somebody that you like think that it's always like thought out and planned and like, I know what I'm doing now.
So, Slaton, what does go through the mind of a murderer as they're killing?
Well, first of all, you start going, hey, look at this guy's stupid grin. He never stops grinning. Oh my God. And also, he is really annoying in the mornings. Man, I should really stab this guy a lot. That goes through the mind of a murderer before they kill somebody.
Is this the murder of a podcast partner?
I mean, if you're murdering podcast partners, very specifically, that's what you think about first. You're like, hey, where's the sticker?
Is that where you want to get your notoriety from? Is a Netflix special called The Making of a Murderer?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Speaking at a news conference Tuesday, prosecutor Rourke said Chris's plea had exposed his lies, such as the claim that Shanann killed their children, to everyone. Quote, what I can tell you most affirmatively today by what happened in the courtroom is the spotlight that he tried to shine on Shanann falsely, incorrectly, and frankly, a flat-out lie has been corrected, quote. He said.
Get him.
The spotlight shines directly where it belongs. And then there's a...
All right, so here's my plea deal for him.
Then there's a colon that says on him.
We will... Okay, Chris Shanann murder. I will... Here's my deal. You can plea and get 25 years plus forever, no chance of parole, or you can go to trial and we'll see what happens. Or if you can beat the underwear crocodile guy in a fight, you can go free. If you can beat him in a fight, I don't think you can. Also, we get to give him all the meth we want. So we get to we can meth out the alligator guy, the crocodile fighter, and if you beat him in a fight, you go free.
Deal. Plead deal. I'm down. I don't even need my lawyer for this. Sounds good.
Hold on. If you're any man and you think that you would be able to beat meth alligator guy in a fight?
Yeah. It's confidence, man. Tony Robbins, you got to look in the mirror and you got to say, like, I got
Who
this.
do you think you could beat in a fight, like, really?
Are you really asking me
Like,
this right now?
like choose a celebrity. Like, what's the level of celebrity you think you could beat in a fight?
Is this your way of challenging me to a fight? Because you're...
Oh, no,
you're
that's unnecessary. That's already been decided.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you versus, like,
even
a
just
general.
the amount of, like, UFC fighting you watch, I feel like you'd just be able to kick my ass just from visually knowing stuff. Although I took Hapkido when I was a child. I'll kick your ass.
Chris Pine.
I haven't been in a fight in a long time.
Could you beat Chris Pine in a fight?
Chris Pine. Why can't I picture Chris Pine?
He was in the Star Trek movies as Captain Kirk. He was in the... You don't see cool movies. You just see...
Chris Pine. Isn't he the... Is that the Hulk? No, not Hulk. Is that Thor? No.
No, but he was in... you know what he was?
I can't beat either of those guys up.
No, you definitely can't... Well, no, you can't... Maybe... Hold on. You can't... You definitely could not beat Chris Hemsworth.
I could beat, like, Al Pacino up.
Chris Hemsworth would fuck you up. Al Pacino now. Not
Yeah.
Al Pacino in his prime.
No, Serpico, I could have kicked his ass then, too.
You think you could beat... You think you can fuck with Godfather Pacino?
Yeah, give me a time machine. I mean, like, Godfather Pacino, now you're bringing, like, he's got... Godfather's, like, weapons. They use a lot more things in
what
physical
about
fighting.
with the Graduate Pacino?
You know Pacino's like 4'3" too, right?
He wasn't in The Graduate either. That was Dustin Hoffman, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a really funny swap, and I didn't catch it until you said it.
Could you beat Dustin Hoffman in a fight?
Now and before, or just now?
Now.
Just now. No. Wait, Dustin Hoffman's 4 feet tall. Al Pacino, I think, is 7 feet tall.
Al Pacino's a 7. Dude, Al Pacino can dunk.
There's 3 people
seen
that
him
you got to
windmill dunk,
remember
bro?
when it comes to American actors.
No.
There's Al Pacino,
Yes.
Robert De Niro,
No.
and Dustin Hoffman.
If you don't say Harrison Ford, you're a fucking animal. That's just garbage.
But they're just the old men of that. They're like the
yeah,
seniors.
no, but Harrison Ford is the
I love
American
Harrison
is the
Ford.
great American treasure of all
I
of all film.
love Harrison Ford.
I've made this argument many times on various capacities in the show, whether it be on the Patreon. Go ahead, CRiiMEPod, patreon.com/CRiiMEPod.
Oh my gosh.
I've made this argument about Harrison Ford before. Harrison Ford has played not one but 2 characters you can recognize by their silhouette alone.
Yeah.
Han Solo, Indiana Jones.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the character from What Lies Beneath in Indiana Jones.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot about that one too.
That's an amazing
And
film.
so then you also add in Get Off My Plane,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Dude, I use that whenever my wife tries to argue with me, and I use his, I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Oh, I actually say Get Off My Plane and I kick my wife out the door. It's really weird.
I usually when
That's why she always wears knee and elbow pads now.
I usually put on my hat, my Indiana Jones hat. I run from a giant rock ball in my house when my wife and I fight. It's crazy. Whenever I slide through a door, though, I always do say Indiana Jones.
I just take her to an abandoned highway somewhere, and I race her down the highway in an old car. American Graffiti.
Oh, that's wow.
Yeah,
we're stretching far back.
I know movies, bro.
American
Kinda.
Graffiti. What's another Harrison Ford movie? Keep them coming.
Let's see. We did What Lies Beneath already. We did the Indiana Jones movies. The Jack Ryan stuff.
Does he do that? Wait, that's part of Harrison, the Get Off My Plane.
No. That's You're talking about Air Force One, which is an independent standalone from all that stuff. It is not.
Oh, it's not part of the same universe.
No, it's not a Jack Ryan because he wasn't playing Jack Ryan. He was playing the president. Jack Ryan was never president. Jeez, know your history,
do you know
bro.
that Harrison Ford? He's actually like done like did he rescue someone with his plane once or something? He's crash landed his
crashing
plane
planes
while wearing a gold earring hoop. What
dude,
a cool dude.
He's so fucking cool.
I hope he's a cool dude in person too.
I've gathered he is.
I hope he is. It would break my heart to find out he's a.
He supports our podcast with all those images that you've made repeatedly.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He totally supports our podcast.
Yeah, he holds up all our live show flyers.
All live show flyers. He's really about it.
I hope he's cool. Like I hope it doesn't like no Me Too allegations come out about him.
Nah.
Or none of his assistants come out and say he was a horrible person. Or like, you know what I mean? I just hope he's a good dude because he's so cool. I want cool dudes to be good dudes, like heroes to be good dudes, and it bums me out like when you find out
6
like,
days, 7 nights.
That's another Harrison Ford.
I think so.
Oh yeah, what's the one with the Amish?
Not The Fugitive.
The Fugitive is a great one though.
Clear and Present Danger. That's a Jack Ryan movie.
There you go. Clear and Present Danger is awesome.
Boom.
Stranger Among Us? No, that's a different one. That's another.
What was that
That's another
Amish
Amish movie. That's an Amish murder mystery.
Yeah.
But the one I'm thinking of, The Witness.
Witness. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Oh,
Harrison,
dude.
Harrison. If I could afford to come and give you a handshake and a hug, oh, he's so cool.
I really thought you were gonna say a hand job, and I was like, this got cool real quick.
Giving Indiana Jones like with the whip from Indiana Jones. And I wrap it around his dick.
Oh, old Harry and I go chop for chaw every once in a while.
Chop for chaw with Harry. Thanks for listening, guys. Be silly, have fun.
Blah, 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 blah.
We love you guys. Seriously.
Bye, robot.
Peace out. Bye, robot.